Oh, there it is. Blue Day.
1 second here, Casey. Yep, and go.
Zach, obviously, a big story in the NBA these days is what Milwaukee and Boston have done over the last little bit. You're obviously an NBA fan as well. What are your thoughts on where those teams stand in comparison to your guys' standing?
I mean, everybody's 0-0 right now. So, I mean, obviously they made some big trade acquisitions. Some high-level guards. Obviously Dame moving and, Drew getting back to another contender in the East. So, we'll see. Obviously everything looks good and on paper, but everybody's 0-0 right now.
Is that kind of piggybacking off of that? Arturas just talked about his belief that he has in this team. Why do you believe in this group, even though the core is basically the same, a few key additions, a few key vets? But why, in your opinion, why do you believe in this group?
You put the work in. If you don't believe in your group or your guys, you shouldn't show up. So, I'm looking very forward to this training camp, us getting out there and getting off to a good start, obviously, because, it's a big season for a lot of people.
Hey, Zach, how do you just view the starting point guard position battle? I know you're probably not going to declare a winner there because it's not your job, but what qualities in that starting point guard position do you want to see these guys bring to the floor that'll help you guys succeed the most?
I mean, I think we're in a good spot either way. We got, Kobe returning. We have Ayo. Obviously, we brought in Jevon. These guys don't battle it out. They're a bunch of dogs. I know that for sure. We've been here early last couple of weeks, and guys have been playing high-level basketball. So, whoever can run the team the best is going to be the one, obviously that comes out the winner of the point guard spot. But I think we're in a good spot either way with starting and backup.
Zach, how much did it irk you to watch the Heat advance to the finals last season, knowing you guys had them on the ropes in the play-in game and knowing the struggles you had in that game in particular?
Yeah, I mean, that's just how basketball is, man. You have to close out games. I think, those last 3 minutes of that game really hurt us, but, you can't take that away from the Heat from going, from an AC to the, all the way to the championship. It showed how good they were, their resilience. They had a hell of a run to the finals, so, you take your hat off to them.
Zach, Billy mentioned playing with pace and playing with more purpose in terms of moving the ball. When you guys were at your best with Lonzo and Caruso creating havoc all over the court. So is that something you think you guys can get back to with the additions of Jevon Carter, Torrey Craig?
Yeah, I think it plays into, a lot of our games the best. And, when injuries happen, you have to adjust your team. That's how it is. Who can adjust the best? So we'll figure out how we're going to play. Obviously, we want to play fast. I like to do that, get up and down the floor, obviously get a lot of, easy shots, open threes. It's a good way to play. We saw how good it can be. Hopefully we can get back to it.
Hey, Zach, if USA Basketball asks you to play in the Olympics, would you go?
Yeah, I mean, you can't turn down opportunities like that. I had a great time in Tokyo, obviously. We'll see how this year goes, and then try to take one thing at a time. But obviously, if you ever get an invitation to go play, put a jersey on for your country and compete in the Olympics, it's an honor.
Zach, I want to ask you specifically. A local guy has been in the gym all summer working hard. He's played on good teams in Phoenix and Milwaukee, shot over 40% from three last year. What can his ability to shoot the ball help you guys in terms of your penetration and DeMar to be an outlet to be able to make those threes?
Whenever you have a threat on the floor, it helps. We've played against him a lot being in Milwaukee the last couple of years, and obviously in Phoenix too. But he's a big-time competitor. I think that's the thing that people forget about, and how good of a defender he is. He's real pesky, picks up full, talks a lot on defense. So his three-point shooting and scoring is always great, but how he brings energy and his mentality is the thing I've noticed over the last couple of weeks.
Zach, going back to the point guard question, how much do you think maybe not having that one guy to kind of run the show has limited this team since Lonzo got hurt?
I mean, you're not going to replace somebody like Lonzo Ball. We've talked about that for the last couple of years. And, you take your hat off to Lonzo for, trying to work his way back and doing everything he can to get back on the floor. It's good to see him here today. And, Like I said, you have to adjust. Not everything's perfect. Even at the end of the year, there's a lot of teams that aren't healthy at the end of the year that, are saying, oh, we could have did this and that if we were healthy. So, you adjust and you see where you can go.
Zach, about those adjustments, I'm curious, what you guys have to do as a group, given that it's largely the same players, same core, to maybe do things to change the pace of play, the amount of movement in the half court. Is it just do stuff better? Is there stylistic changes that you need to get into? What's your view on that?
Obviously we've had a lot of ups and downs over the last couple of years. Some really highs and some really lows. I think you go back and look and figure out where our highs were. We were playing, very up-paced basketball on the offensive end. And defensively, we're getting after people, creating a lot of turnovers, getting easy shots in transition, getting easy threes in transition, getting to the free throw line, and then playing to our strengths, obviously, of being more open, drive, kick. So if you can get back to that, I think that's something that, the numbers show what we were good at.
Zach, just following up on that, one of the keys in that offensive adjustment is just being able to generate more and better shots. Where do you think that starts with, specifically for yourself and DeMar, in terms of being able to generate more shots for yourself and also for your teammates?
I think that's a responsibility that we have is, trying to create easier shots, not just for ourselves, but for our teammates. And that might be with penetrating more. It might be with, taking, passing up on shots that we know we can make at certain points and then try and get a better one. And then goes along with the pace of play, I think, as well. Is if you get out in transition, you get turnovers, you get easy shots, you get to the free throw line more. Obviously, you get to take more threes.
Zach, obviously with Ayo coming back, I think you've mentioned you worked with him in the gym or throughout the offseason in any way. Talk about the growth that you've seen in his game and how that could be beneficial for you guys this upcoming season.
I was great, man. One of the hardest workers, great guy, comes in, competes each and every day, keeps our spirits up. Even sometimes it's 82 games a lot. So you need guys that come in and inject a lot of energy. And I was one of them people. Came out to California, said what's up to me a couple of days. We went through some workouts. So to see his improvement is great. Obviously, to have him back in Chicago is lovely. And I think he's just going to continue to get better and better.
Zach, a year ago this time, it was uncertain for you coming into the season. There was a question, should you even play consecutive games? And what do you expect, given the way I assume you're healthy coming into this season? What do you expect for yourself? What are you anticipating? Do you have goals? What are you looking forward to this season? And certainly, at least individually.
Yeah, it was good to have a full off season, and not rehab. Obviously, when you're coming off an injury, you have to do that, and then coming into a season like I did last year, where you're wondering how you can get your footing, and then you end up playing. And I did a good job of playing a lot of games last year once I got my footing. But now, I'm fully healthy. It's pretty much step on the gas and go.
Following up on Sam's, you're pretty well known for using the offseason to add something to your game or to complement your game. You weren't able to do that last summer, so what specifically did you work on this summer to take into next season?
I think people sometimes attack the offseason. They try to work on so many things, and they get very incremental in a lot. As I always saying, sharpen your knife. And, try to be a master of your crafts. I shot a lot of threes this year. Obviously worked on finishing a lot, and then you try to minimize the things that your weaknesses are. But for me, I just try to be a master, be in the gym, and make sure that I have everything on point that I do extremely well. We'll see how that goes.
AK said the goal for the group was going to be playoffs. I'm wondering what your goals and hopes are for this team, and then also personally, I think it kind of got lost second half of last season because of the results, but you were playing at such a high level. Do you have personal goals for All-Star, All-NBA, anything like that?
My answer is always the same. Whenever you have personal goals, they come in with winning. We have to get back to, getting to playing after the season ends, after competitive games, things that matter. And, we were, 3-4 minutes away from, getting back to the playoffs last year. Let's get back to that again this year. And then for me, if I continue to do the right things, help my teammates play the way I'm supposed to, like I do it year in and year out, everything will be fine.
Zach, so far this morning, you and Billy specifically have talked about, you guys generating more threes, getting to the free throw line. But have you had conversations with him or the coaching staff about what they can do to put you guys in a better position?
Yeah, I think the guys been hammering away all year on, how to improve this team. individually with the players and coaches collectively on how they can get the group to, obviously compete at a higher level and get us to a better spot. So I think what me and Billy talked about definitely is, we've had a lot of good games this year where we shoot over 50%, and we just haven't been able to withstand runs because we're not taking as many threes or shooting as many threes. So I think three-pointer is going to be an emphasis this year, and it's something that I can definitely help by taking a little bit more.
Two more questions.
You talked about starting off everyone having a clean slate this year. There's a lot of talk about the NBA script. So what do you hope the NBA writers have in store for you and the Chicago Bulls this season?
Shoot, NBA writers, they better put something good for the Bulls. I saw the NFL commercial, so I wasn't in that meeting. Hopefully we had somebody representing us pretty well in that NBA script meeting, though. I know that.
Zach, with you being healthy this offseason, having the opportunity to get runs in with the players and everything, how vital and important is it for you to kind of get those runs in with, DeMar and Vooch and building that chemistry and amongst you three and just helping you three improve, the 24th ranked offense?
Yeah, I mean, for how explosive we are as individually, it hasn't been shown as a unit, so we have to do a better job with that. And it's been 3 years of it. It's time to put pen to paper and actually, see some results. It's always good being in the gym. I'm glad I was healthy this offseason to come back early and work out with the guys, play some 5-on-5, 4-on-4, whatever it may be, work out and just have a new vibe coming into the season and get things going. I think going off to Nashville is going to be fun too.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yep.